Dateline, February 27, 2009. Headline: The barbarity is unimaginable, unforgivable. Subheadline: Nation must stand united behind democracy, the elected government, and punishment of the killers. As the bodies were being brought out from the sewer one by one, and as a mass grave was being excavated within the BDR headquarters, the people of Bangladesh, perhaps of the world at large, stood aghast at the extent of the barbarity perpetrated on the officers of our border security forces. We joined the nation in mourning for them and praying for the salvation of their souls and hoping that Almighty will grant them eternal peace. We express our solidarity with the families of the bereaved and promise to stand by them as their children and families struggle to move forward in life.
Lieutenant Colonel Raihan, Colonel Elahi, Lieutenant Colonel Ihsan.
As we observe the shock and feel the feel in our hearts of the true extent of the tragedy, we must also be aware that we have a nation to take forward, our armed forces to strengthen, our BDR to rebuild, and most importantly, our democracy to strengthen and make functional.
Colonel Imam, Major Rafiq, Lieutenant Colonel Lutfan, Major Haidar.
Before we spell out the task before us, we must commend the political leadership for the way it has handled the crisis so far. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina showed tremendous sagacity and patience in handling the crisis. She could have easily taken the harder line and ordered the army to recapture Bilkhana area. That might have satisfied some who wanted a precipitous action against the rebels, who clearly needed to be captured. Fearing greater loss of life and wanting to avoid what she termed as brothers shooting brothers, she opted for a negotiated solution. Her address to the nation, especially directed at rebels, had tremendous impact in resolving the crisis. As narrated by Lieutenant Colonel Kamruzzaman, who miraculously survived assassin's bullets, and before the Prime Minister could know, brothers had already taken brothers' lives, and in a most gruesome manner. Around 50 bodies of officers had already been found, some bayoneted, either after or before being killed, and their bodies buried in a mass grave or put in a sewer to be drained out into the Buriganga.
Lieutenant Colonel Sajjad,
Major Ravi,
Lieutenant Colonel Badru,
Major Musharraf,
Major Moinul Islam and Sonia, a happy couple, have been longing for a child for 7 years. Finally, their dream came true. They were expecting a baby by mid-March and bought all the necessaries for an infant. Unfortunately, Mrs. for her brother was found at BDR Gate 4 around 4 p.m. yesterday. She has lost the hope of her brother being alive and is now waiting for his body instead. Moin was very affectionate to the children, but he couldn't behold his baby's face, and said Nur Jahan, while tears rolling down from her eyes. I have been to every possible places looking for Moin's body, including Combined Military Hospital and Mitford Hospital, but got no trace of him, she added.
Like Nur Jahan, hundreds of family members of the missing officials are waiting outside the BDR headquarters. Pritam, elder son of Major Abdul Salam Khan, is another waiting with his mother and brother for his father's body. He was carrying his father's photograph to help the recovery team identify his father. He, his mother, and brother were held hostages in a guard quarter since the mutiny broke and were released on Thursday around 3:30 p.m., said Pritam, an HSC candidate of Notre Dame College. Pritam only knows that his father was last seen in the Darbar Hall and missing ever since. Like others, he had also been to CMH, DMCH, and Mitford Hospital and returned disappointed. M.A. Hassan Babul, brother-in-law of BDR Director General Shakil Ahmed, was also found in front of the BDR Gate 4 with the deceased DG's mother and 3 sisters. They were all waiting to receive the DG and his wife's body till filing of the report at 4 p.m. Thank you for coming tonight and showing your solidarity with the grieving families. 140 million people dead as Bangladeshis. We stand with you. I am Bangladeshi and I demand justice.
I am Bangladeshi and I demand justice.
I
We
am
are
Bangladeshi
Bangladeshi
and
and
we
we
demand justice.
সমস্ত কিছুই সেই সৃষ্টিকর্তার কাছে আসে এই গত সপ্তাহে যে ভূমিকম্প ভেঙে গেল, এটা
কাছাকাছি
আশা করা যায়নি, অনাকাঙ্ক্ষিত, আকস্মিক, এবং এটা আমাদের দেশের পক্ষে অত্যন্ত ক্ষতিদায়ক। এর কোনো পরিমাপ নেই। আমি যে মুখ এখানে দেখতে পাচ্ছি এর শতকরা 90% বেশি বোধহয় বাংলাদেশ, স্বাধীন বাংলাদেশের পরে জন্ম। অতএব আমি তোমাদের তুমি বলে বলবো এবং বলবো যে আমাদের যে ধারণা ছিল বাঙালি মানে গান করে, বাঙালি মানে নাচে, বাঙালি মানে সংস্কৃতিতে থাকে, কিন্তু বাঙালির পৈশাচিকতা 1975-এর পর থেকে এই আবার দেখলাম। সমস্ত কিছু আল্লাহর কাছ থেকে আসে এবং আল্লাহর কাছে শুধু আমাদের এই প্রার্থনা, আল্লাহ সেই আমাদের শান্তিপূর্ণ দেশটাকে, যখন আমরা গণতন্ত্রের পথে যাচ্ছি তখন এই যে পৈশাচিকতা দিয়ে তাকে মেরে ফেলার যে চেষ্টা হয়েছে, তুমি এদের মন থেকে সেই পৈশাচিকতা দূর করো। এবং আমি সকলের পক্ষ থেকে এখান থেকে আবেদন করছি আমাদের সরকারের কাছে যে কারো প্রতি অঙ্গুলি নির্দেশ না করে নিরপেক্ষভাবে এর তদন্ত হোক। যদি তদন্ত না হয় তাহলে কিন্তু এই বিষদর শর্ত আবার এসে কাম করে। আশা করি এর চেয়ে বেশি আর কিছু বলার প্রয়োজন নেই।